In this video, I will be talking about the perfect diamagnetism or the Meissner effect. So, as you know that the Ohm's law of a conductor E equal to the electric field, the electric field in a conductor that is related with the E equal to rho into J. E represents the electric field and G the current density. So current density and electric field, it is related with the resistivity. Rho is the resistivity. So this is your current density, this is electric field, and this is resistivity. This is in case of the conductor, and this is our Ohm's law. Ohm's law. But in case of a superconductor, this rho equal to 0 in case of a superconductor. Resistivity is equal to 0. As a result, if the resistivity is 0, means the electric field is 0. Electric field is 0. So in the superconducting state, we find the electric field is 0. But it has the another property, that it has the magnetic field also. So consider a normal, we consider a normal metal, and it is first cooled. First it is the this normal metal, it is cooled and below the critical temperature, so it becomes superconducting. Then we place it into the uniform magnetic field, and we place it in uniform magnetic field, then the magnetic lines of force are not able to enter through this superconductor. It is being expelled out. This superconductor does not allow these magnetic lines of force, to penetrate it. So it is being expelled. Now in the second case, so why this happens? So as you know that the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, as there are a current inside the conductor, because we have made the resistance 0, so that current will produce the magnetic field, and that magnetic field, it will remain on the surface. As you apply the external magnetic field, so there will be repulsion between this applied magnetic field and the magnetic field which is produced by the current inside the superconductor. As a result, it will being expelled. Now consider the second case. In the second case, what do you do? That in a normal metal in a magnetic field, first we place in the magnetic field, then we cooled it below the critical temperature. Then what happens? Again we apply, then what happens? The magnetic field which we have applied, that is not be able to pass through this sample. It is being repelled. So it is being expelled. So that is contrary to the expectation from the Faraday's law. So what we get, there is a flux exclusion from the in the superconductor, and this flux exclusion, this magnetic flux exclusion, this magnetic flux exclusion, it is in the superconductor, T is less than Tc. So magnetic flux exclusion means this B equal to 0. As the formula says, B equal to mu0 H plus M. So that is equal to, this is 0. So mu0 H plus M equal to 0. So mu0 is the permeability of the free space. Mu0 is the permeability of free space. So what it says, mu0 H equal to minus mu0 M. So what do you get? M is the magnetization. M is the magnetization. So what we get? We get M by H equal to that is the susceptibility, which is M by H, that becomes minus 1. So that represents the susceptibility negative. It means it is a diamagnetic material. So susceptibility is negative, means chi equal to minus 1. by making this B equal to 0, it does not allow the magnetic flux to pass through it, means the magnetic field is 0 inside the superconductor. Therefore, the susceptibility of the conductor becomes negative. It means it is diamagnetic substance. It is diamagnetic substance. So, zero resistivity. So, two things. One, you get zero resistivity, and perfect diamagnetism. Perfect diamagnetism these two mutually independent quantity, these two mutually independent quantity, it is defined the superconducting state, that one is E equal to 0, another case B equal to 0. So this is the criteria that any substance, it will be in the superconducting state when its electric field is 0 and its magnetic field is 0. So depending on the behavior of the external magnetic field, the superconductor has been divided into two categories, that is type 1 superconductor and type 2 superconductors. So this perfect diamagnetism where B equal to 0, this is known as the Meissner effect, and which is being discovered by the Meissner and Ostenfeld in 1933. Meissner and the Ostenfeld in 1933. So here I will be talking about the type 1 soft superconductor and type 2, that is the hard superconductor. So depending on the behavior of the external magnetic field, the superconductor, it behaves in the two different ways, type 1 and type 2. So type 1, which is considered as a soft superconductor, and type 2 as a hard superconductor. So firstly, we will discuss about the type 1 superconductor. So let us take, to understand the type 1 superconductor, we have taken a lead whose critical temperature is 4.2 Kelvin. So in this case, what do we get? That the magnetic behavior of lead, the type 1 superconductor, it is being shown in this graph. This is type 1 superconductor. So in this case, it exhibits the perfect diamagnetism. Type 1 superconductor, it shows the perfect diamagnetism, means B equal to 0. And that is, it shows the Meissner effect. It shows the Meissner effect. So there is a the superconductor, it exhibits perfect diamagnetism corresponding to a particular critical field, and most of the case it is of the order of the 0.1 Tesla. The magnetic field in this case, it is of the 0.8 Tesla. Now if you increase the applied magnetic field, then the field penetrates inside the superconductor, and abruptly it reverts to the normal state. So the material give away the superconductive, actually what happens, the B equal to 0 in this case of the type 1 superconductor, and that is known as the Meissner super effect. And in this case, the magnetic field corresponding to this type 1, it has been obtained 0.1 Tesla, and in this case the field penetrates and the material completely, and the substance, it comes in the normal resistive state. In case of the type 2 semiconductor, type 2 or the hard superconductor, type 2 or it is hard superconductor. So in this case, what we get here, it does not follow the this perfect diamagnetism. So firstly, B is not equal to 0 inside of it. So it does not show the perfect diamagnetism in case of the type 2 superconductor. So typical magnetization curve of the lead and bismuth at particular temperature 4.2 it has been shown. And the graph shows that from the graph what we find, if the field is less than HC1, this is the HC1, less than HC1, so it is perfect diamagnetism it showed. Between HC1 and HC2, this is a mixed state, or that is known as the intermediate state or the vortex state. Number one, the first is, it is the first one, it is considered to be the superconducting state. Superconducting state. Number two, between HC1 and HC2, it shows the intermediate state or the vortex. It is said to the vortex or mixed state. It is vortex or the mixed state, means it is between type 1 and the type 2. And number 3, if we go beyond 3 regions, then number 3, it is the normal state. Normal state. So what it says, that if the magnetic field is between HC1 and HC2, then it will show the type 2 or the hard superconductor. And in this case, the complete penetration start, means when we apply the magnetic field to the substance, then it complete penetration occurs and the materials become the normal conductor. So the field HC1 and HC2, these are called the lower and the upper critical field. HC1 and HC2, HC1 is the lower critical field and HC2 the upper critical field. Upper critical field. So in the region between HC1 and HC2, the behavior of the material, diamagnetic behavior, it gradually vanishes. Between HC1 and HC2, this diamagnetic behavior gradually vanishes. So therefore B is not equal to 0 between HC1 and HC2. So we say that there is no perfect diamagnetism, or the Meissner effect does not show between HC1 and HC2. So gradually what happens, the flux density inside the conductor, it becomes non-zero and it will not show any Meissner effect. So that is, Meissner effect is not strictly follows between the HC1 and HC2. So what happens, so in case of the type 2, that is, which is considered to the hard superconductor, here the maximum magnetic field, that is, we can till now it has been 150 Tesla has been obtained in case of the type 2 superconductor. Now we are coming to the, so what happens in the case of the superconductors, if we plot a graph of the temperature versus the entropy, and what we find, that for the normal conductor, the graph between T and C, temperature versus the entropy, it is a straight line. But when it goes to superconducting state, then some disordering reduces, and as the disorder reduces, so the ordering takes place. So when the ordering takes place, when the entropy is decreasing, this graph shows that when the substance goes to the superconducting stage, for that particular temperature, the S variable entropy, it is decreasing. It is decreasing. So what we get, that is, we find that in the superconducting stage, the disorder of the atoms or the molecules or disorder of the substance, it decreases, and the graph depicts that there is a order parameter in the superconducting there is a order parameter in the superconductors. That we will discuss the order parameter in case of the electrodynamics. Using electrodynamics, we will discuss about the order parameter, and using the thermodynamics, we will discuss the order parameter, how this order parameter affects the superconductivity of the substance. Thank you.